Trapped in a paycheck cycle. I'll never forget the feeling of being 30 years old and still living paycheck to paycheck. It was like I was stuck in some kind of never-ending nightmare, with no escape in sight. I was working hard, 40 hours a week, and yet I was still struggling to make ends meet. I felt like I was drowning in debt, with credit card bills and loan payments piling up around me. And no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't seem to get ahead. I'm sure you know the feeling. When you're working so hard, but still can't seem to catch a break. You're constantly stressed, constantly worried about how you're going to pay your bills, and constantly feeling like you're just one step away from financial disaster. I know I did. And I'm guessing that if you're watching this video, you might be feeling the same way. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what it's really like to be trapped in a paycheck cycle, and how to break free. For me, it started when I was in my early 20s. I had just graduated from college, and I was eager to start my career. I landed a good job, with a decent salary, and I thought I was set. But the problem was, I had no idea how to manage my money. I was making around $45,000 per year, which seemed like a lot to me at the time. But I was also spending around $40,000 per year, which left me with very little savings. And to make matters worse, I had around $20,000 in student loan debt, which I was paying around $200 per month on. So when you add it all up, I was basically living paycheck to paycheck, with no safety net to fall back on. And it wasn't just the financial stress that was getting to me. It was the feeling of being trapped, like I was stuck in some kind of rut and couldn't escape. I felt like I was just going through the motions, day in and day out, without any sense of purpose or direction. And I know I'm not alone. I've talked to so many people who are in the same situation, who feel like they're just trying to keep their heads above water, but can't seem to get ahead. So what's the solution? How do we break free from this cycle of living paycheck to paycheck? For me, it started with taking a hard look at my finances. I sat down and made a budget, which was a real eye-opener. I realized that I was spending way too much money on things that didn't really matter to me, like dining out and entertainment. And I was also wasting a lot of money on unnecessary expenses, like subscription services I never used. So I started cutting back, and putting more money towards my debt. I also started looking for ways to increase my income, like taking on a side hustle or pursuing additional education. And it wasn't easy, let me tell you. There were plenty of times when I felt like giving up, when it seemed like I was making no progress at all. But I kept at it, and slowly but surely, things started to turn around. I started to feel more in control of my finances, more confident in my ability to manage my money. And that feeling of being trapped, it started to lift. I felt like I could finally breathe again, like I had a sense of hope for the future. And I want you to feel that way too. I want you to know that you're not alone, and that there is a way out of this cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to happen overnight. But if you're willing to take a hard look at your finances, and make some changes, you can break free. You can start building wealth, and creating a more secure financial future for yourself. So let's do it. Let's take the first step, and start moving forward. You got this. And I'm right here with you. Now, I know that some of you might be thinking, but I'm not making enough money to save. Or, I have too much debt to pay off. And I get it. Those are real challenges, and they can be overwhelming. But here's the thing, it's not about how much money you make, it's about what you do with the money you have. It's about being intentional with your finances, and making conscious decisions about how you spend your money. And it's about being patient, and persistent. Because breaking free from the paycheck cycle, it's a journey, not a destination. It takes time, and effort, and dedication. But the payoff is worth it. The feeling of financial freedom, it's like nothing else. It's like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders, and you can finally breathe again. So don't give up, even when it feels like you're not making progress. Keep pushing forward, and know that you're not alone. There are people who care about you, and want to help. And there are resources available to you, like budgeting tools and financial advisors. So take advantage of them, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Because you don't have to do this alone. You can break free from the paycheck cycle, and start building a more secure financial future for yourself. It's time to take control of your finances, and start living the life you deserve. You're worth it. And I believe in you. Thank you so much for watching. If this touched your heart or gave you the push you needed today, please like this video and subscribe to Rise and Narrate. Keep rising, keep moving forward. If you enjoyed this, there is more where that came from. Hit subscribe so you never miss a video. Until next time, this is Rise and Narrate. We'll see you soon.